What determines what happens to you after death? According to Hindu philosophy, death is not the end of existence. The individual goes through samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. But what determines your next birth? The answer is connected to karma. The word karma comes from the Sanskrit root kri, meaning to act. Karma refers to actions and their consequences. In Hindu philosophy, karma is influenced by your actions, your intentions, your desires, your attachments. Karma is not simply a system of rewards and punishments. It is a process in which actions produce consequences and leave impressions on the individual. These impressions are associated with samskaras. Over time, actions and experiences create tendencies. These tendencies influence desires, and desires influence future actions. This creates a continuous cycle. Action, impression, and desire and action. This cycle is connected to samsara. According to Hindu philosophy, the physical body dies, but the Atman, or deeper self, is not destroyed. The Bhagavad Gita describes the self as eternal and distinct from the temporary physical body. The individual then continues through the process of rebirth. According to Hindu traditions, karma and subtle impressions accumulated during life influence the conditions of future existence. So death is viewed not as the end, but as a transition within the cycle of samsara. According to Hindu philosophical traditions, several factors are involved. First, karma. Your accumulated actions and their consequences influence future circumstances. Second, desires and attachments. Deep desires and mental tendencies are believed to influence the direction of consciousness. Third, the state of consciousness. The Bhagavad Gita emphasizes the importance of one's state of mind at the time of death. Therefore, the next birth is not necessarily determined by one isolated action. It is understood as the result of a complex combination of karma, desires, tendencies, and consciousness. Some Hindu texts and traditions describe rebirth into different forms of life. This can include humans, animals, and other forms of existence. However, Hindu traditions differ in how they explain this process. The general idea is that karma and consciousness influence the circumstances of rebirth. It is not necessarily as simple as one bad action means you become an animal. The process is understood as the result of accumulated karma and deeper tendencies. This question has different answers across Hindu traditions. Some traditions describe Ishvara, or God, as the cosmic order through which karma operates. Other philosophical interpretations emphasize karma itself as the principle governing cause and effect. But the important idea is that karma is not generally presented as a random punishment system. Your actions contribute to the conditions of your future existence. In this sense, your present life is connected to your future through the law of karma. The cycle of samsara continues because of ignorance, desire, and attachment. According to many Hindu philosophical traditions, as long as a person identifies with the body and ego, desires continue. Desires lead to actions. Actions create karma, and karma contributes to future rebirth. This keeps the cycle going. Desire approaches action, approaches karma, approaches rebirth. The ultimate goal in many Hindu traditions is moksha, liberation from samsara. Moksha means freedom from the cycle of birth and death. Different Hindu paths describe different ways to reach this liberation. These include Jnana Yoga, the path of knowledge, Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion, Karma Yoga, the path of selfless action, Dhyana or meditation, the path of disciplined awareness. The Bhagavad Gita teaches that action should be performed without attachment to its results. The deeper goal is to realize the true nature of the self. When ignorance and attachment are overcome, the cycle of samsara comes to an end. So, according to Hindu philosophy, what determines your next birth? It is not simply one good or bad action. The process involves karma, desires, attachments, mental impressions, and the state of consciousness. The body dies, but the cycle continues until the individual reaches moksha. And perhaps this is the central teaching of the karma cycle. The goal isn't simply to get a better next life. The ultimate goal is to become free from the cycle of birth and death altogether. Karma determines the journey. Samsara continues the cycle, and moksha ends it.